All right, so it is officially that time of the week again where we go ahead and cover this week's Grow a Garden update. Like always, I'm going to break down the event for you guys, as well as every single one of the rewards, including the pet passives, and of course, all of the brand new seeds to see which one is the brand new best. So with that being said, get comfortable. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. With that being said, as you guys can see, here we are in the fall market update. Honestly, this update is not complicated at all whatsoever, and majority of this video is really just going to be me showing you guys pretty much every single one of the rewards you can obtain, because honestly, it's pretty straightforward. As you can see right here, we've got ourselves the Fall Bloom. This is a server-wide, pretty much kind of like donation system, very similar to like the Beanstalk event, for example. If you notice in the top left, right now it is asking for tropical plants. You go ahead, collect all of your tropical plants, come to the tree, and then feed all, and it'll go ahead and put it inside of the tree. Every single time that you contribute any type of amount to this actual Fall Bloom, this number on the left-hand side is going to increase. In total, you need to increase it 15 times in order to unlock every single item from all 4 shops. Because that's right, as you can see here, there is 4 different shops splitting everything up from cosmetics to seeds, all the way to gears and pets. But there sort of is a little bit of a catch to this, because the vast majority of the time, a lot of these shops are usually on some type of a cooldown timer. This time around, that's not the case whatsoever. If you want the shop to go ahead and refresh, there isn't any option to go ahead and spend in-game money, there isn't an option to spend Robux, and there isn't a timer whatsoever. Instead, you need to go back over here and fill up this bar all over again and basically make the Fall Bloom happen once again in order for every single one of the shops to refresh. Now, right now we're looking at the gear shop. If you notice, everything inside of here is strictly for in-game money. And I'm going to be honest, man, there is a lot of stuff in here. It's kind of all pretty random, except for when you get sort of to the bottom. But like, for example, Fireflies in a jar, super random. Sky Lantern, Maple Leaf Kite, and the Leaf Blower. All of these, for the most part, just sort of seem like cosmetic-ish stuff. The Leaf Blower over here has kind of like a 100% use meter. And obviously, the more Leaf Blowers you have, the more you can pretty much stack up. But this just kind of seems like an interesting way of being able to travel around. If I put myself in shift locked here and I hold it down, I can sort of travel around like this, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't exactly do anything inside of here. No matter if you start using the blower inside of here, not a single thing is going to change. And the same thing goes for the Firefly jar. Even if I stand right next to a crop and open it, it just kind of like lets out a firefly and it just floats up to the air. That's literally all it does. Maple Leaf Kite, same concept over here. You go ahead and click it and it starts flying up and then it just sort of disappears, but it literally serves no purpose. Now, luckily, that is only up to that point, which is the Leaf Blower, where it's kind of like pointless. Everything after that is actually fairly decent. For example, we've got ourselves the Maple Syrup for 50 mil. This one will go ahead and give 50 XP to whatever pet it is that you want. After that, you have the Maple Sprinkler. Here's sort of an example. It's basically taking up 4 of the individual plots here. If I place it right down in the middle, it is now officially contributing to this entire area. On top of that, it also looks really cool. Let's just go in like first person here. It looks actually pretty cool. But if you notice right here, basically 5 minutes, which is kind of crazy. After that, you have the bonfire placed down to give a temporary boost for cooking and fall related pets. But the boost does decrease as the fire starts to weaken. Fairly simple concept here. You basically just put down the bonfire and it's gonna start a bonfire. But you can only have 3 of these down at a time and it lasts for a total of 10 minutes. Next up, we have the Harvest Basket. This tosses a bunch of fruit around, feeding all of your pets. It isn't like super insane, but I mean, it's somewhat useful. If we go ahead and click here, you'll see it gives pretty much 5% hunger to every single one of the pets. I'll actually open up this menu and click it again, so you guys can see right there, all of the pets pretty much just went up the same amount. Next up, we have the Maple Leaf Charm. This one summons the winds to bring forth rain. I guess this one's kind of useful, especially for like a situation right now where I'm trying to grow all of the new trees. I can go ahead and use this and boom, the garden weeps. It is now officially raining, 50% growth speed. Pretty helpful, at least in my situation right now, but I don't know how helpful it's gonna be for people that already have their farms done. And now for the final item, it is the Golden Acorn. It resets your pet back to age 1 1, but it empowers it with a random mutation. Catch is, the pet has to be over the age of 40. So for example, right here, we've got ourselves a queen bee that is age 42. Let's go ahead and use this on the queen bee. Your queen bee has gained the shiny mutation, but unfortunately, now it is back to age 1. But yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much every single thing over here for the gear shop. If we move over here, these are all of the cosmetic stuff. Won't really spend too much time here because for the most part, everything is, as you would expect, cosmetic. These are the items inside of the crate, with the holy grail being the log tunnel fall at a 7.14%. The only item inside of here that actually serves a purpose is the final one, which is the fall fountain. You probably saw that I have a bunch of these down, and it's because periodically it imbues your crops with the fall mutation. Right across from that, we've got ourselves the seed shop. This time around, there actually isn't a seed pack, and instead, all of the seeds are found inside of this shop for this update. But there's actually something pretty cool that I'm going to be showing you guys in just a second, because if we sort of scroll through here, you'll see we got common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythical, and divine. But if we keep going, there is also a transcendent. The beautiful thing about the maple resin is that it is officially beyond better than the candy blossom. Unfortunately, it isn't better than the bone blossom, but it definitely blows the candy blossom out of the water. As I mentioned before, I have all of these growing right now, so I'll be able to show you the values of that in just a second. The final shop that we have is right over here, the pet shop. Fall eggs are actually pretty common inside of this shop. As you can see, at the time that I'm recording this, they're set to 90 mil, but that could potentially change when it goes live. And then as you can see, the holy grail pet that you're going to be going after here is the swan at 1%. I was lucky enough to actually get this in about 4 eggs, so pretty good for me. And I'll be showing you the passives on every single one of the pets in a bit. Besides all of these pets that you can get inside of the fall egg, there also is a bunch here inside of the shop. We got the chipmunk, the red squirrel, marmot, sugar glider, as well as the space squirrel. Aside from that, man, that is pretty much everything for the little event. It's something pretty cool. It isn't super complicated, and it's something that's very, very easy to grind. To a certain extent, it's kind of giving like Easter update type of vibes, you know? All right, so now we're going to get pretty much into the good stuff, starting with the brand new plants. So right here, we've got the turnip for 16,000. Over here, we got the parsley, 37,000. And then we've got the Meyer lemon for 60,000. A little bit further down, carnival pumpkin, 43,000. After that, we have the Nymphofia. I think that's how you say this, but it is 99,000. Keep in mind, all of these are without any mutations. Now we're starting to get into the really good stuff with the golden peach, 156K. We actually have another one up here with fall that's 1.1 mil, but if I go ahead and cleaning spray it, now it's 292K. But really, the important one here is obviously going to be the maple resin. Now, this one up here is obviously a little abnormally large, but with fall mutation on it, it's at 13.3 mil. Without the fall mutation, you're looking at 3.3 mil. A more realistic size would be this one down here. And this one with fall is 1.1 mil. Without fall, you're looking at 276K. And now keep in mind, a lot of these can grow on here. There's another one growing on this side, and there's pretty much, I believe, another 2 under this one. I don't really know to what full extent you can get on here, but like I said, there's a good amount of them. As for every single one of these seeds, the turnip over here is not actually a one-time use. And the parsley, same goes over here for the parsley. It is not a one-time use, and it's actually kind of instant how fast it grows. Jeez, dude, what? How is that even possible? It is quite literally fully grown already. That took like 30 seconds. Look at this thing, dude. Oh my God. That's actually kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. Now, as I mentioned before, all of these fountains here in the middle is what's providing the fall mutation to all of these. But either way, now we're going to go ahead and get into what basically a lot of you really look forward to the most, and that is the pets and their passives. So we're pretty much going to go in order from the ones that are inside of the shop, and then we'll move over to the ones inside of the fall egg. So the first one up is going to be chipmunk. This one has sort of like a typing error in here, but I'm assuming it meant to say a 6.80% chance to not consume when using a harvest tool. After that, we have the red squirrel. It says When fall type pets finish their ability, they start their cooldown with a 15.37 second less cooldown, basically. Not gonna lie, the typing in this is insane, dude. The amount of typos is crazy. Now, we're starting to get into the much better stuff. So we've got ourselves the Marmot here. This is the legendary. Every 9 minutes, it burrows down in the ground and hides in a random mound. Finding the Marmot will grant a fall-related reward. Has a 15% chance to burrow again. So this is going to be a little bit more trickier for those of you that have, more of the crowded gardens. But if for some reason, maybe one of you are not using your secondary loadout, then you can go ahead and pretty much just grab a bunch of these Marmots and farm rewards, I guess. I don't really think it's worth it, to be honest. Now we have the Sugar Glider. Every 20 minutes, it glides from 3 different fruits, copies 1 mutation from each fruit, and applies it to the next one. And now finally, the Holy Grail, the Space Squirrel. Every 18 minutes, it has a 15.89% chance to apply the Void Touched mutation. Actually a pretty good pet right here. All right, now let's go over the ones for the Fall Egg. We've got ourselves Robin up first, grants 10.34% decrease player size. Next up, we have the Badger. Every 5 minutes, it digs around for 10 seconds, displacing the ground. Nearby fruits within 21.14 studs have a 10% chance every second to get cracked mutation. You actually probably saw this on some of the carnival pumpkins right here, but that's basically what the mutation looks like. Next up, we have the Grizzly Bear. This one says every 4 minutes, 10.11% chance a nearby fruit gets the fall mutation, grants 8.11% increased player size. After that, you have the Barn Owl. Pets bought directly from the shop have a 0.1 to 0.25 kg to their base weight with a max of 3 kg. All active fall type pets get an additional 0.81 XP per second. And finally, the most important one, Swan. Every 24 minutes, it goes to another player's pet and befriends it and performs its ability. Every 6 minutes, graces a fruit with graceful mutation. You guys probably saw this already, but right over here, all of these that are sort of glowing, they all have graceful on it, and that's what that mutation looks like. So yeah, these are all of the pets. Again, not really a super complicated update. On the flip side, it's actually probably one of the most easiest updates that I've seen in a while, at least since we've been doing all of these guides every single week. Obviously, I could go ahead and include the fact that there is now the guide on the left-hand side, but because this is technically already live in the game by the time that you guys are watching this, because they sort of like push out the update the night before, pretty cool. You no longer need to look inside of your inventory for the book. Now it's just a button off to the side. Also, additionally to the Robux spenders out there, the premium fall egg is inside of the shop. And aside from the Swan being a 1%, there also is a giant egg that you can get for 1%, which can give you any of the pets in their giant mutation or variant. But yeah, man, that's pretty much going to do it for everything. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, we do this every single week. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.